Spider-Man has fallen and he's unconscious, surrounded by a crowd desperate to unmask him. They're stopped by George Stacy, who won't even let his pal Jonah Jameson unmask our hero. While his daughter, Gwen, panics that she can't find Peter anywhere, George follows Spider-Man to the prison infirmary to keep him masked. But at the Bugle, Jonah tells a recovering Robbie that it's only a matter of time before that menace is revealed to the world. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is Amazing Spider-Man issue 65, The Impossible Escape. Spider-Man wakes up in a hospital bed, inside of a prison. From the conversation that he overhears, no one is coming to unmask him soon, and so he takes time to recover his strength. Outside of the room, George Stacy is on the phone to Gwen. He tells her not to worry about Peter, that he's probably on some date with another girl. You know, the very kind thing to say to a girl who still very much loves Peter. But as he's about to say he won't be home for dinner, George Stacy is accosted by some escaping prisoners who take him hostage. They're going to use this old man as leverage to break out of prison. To escape, they head through the room that Spidey is staying in. For a brief moment, Spider-Man considers letting them pass. He's too injured to fight, and one wrong move might kill George Stacy. But he vowed never to let anybody down, and so he steps out of the shadows. He pretends that he wants to join their escape. They don't believe him, and he put a lot of them in jail, and so they attack him, but he easily knocks them away. When they threaten to kill George Stacy, Spider-Man bluffs. Why would he care if they kill an old man? And thankfully, they believe him, and Spidey is recruited in the escape attempt. Meanwhile and elsewhere, Harry Osborn is looking for his father. Norman was feeling unwell, driven mad by mentions of the Green Goblin and Spider-Man, and has vanished. Harry bumps into Jonah, who is looking for Peter. Neither man can help the other, and so they go their separate ways, with Harry blanking MJ on his way out too. Back in prison, and Spider-Man is leading the escape attempt. He's outnumbered and unable to make a move. All it takes is for one guy left standing, and George Stacy is a goner. And so Spider-Man bends some bars and escapes out into the prison yard, promising to meet the inmates later. His plan is to take out the men one by one, and so he breaks into the prison office, webs up the warden because it would take too long to explain, calls Aunt May for some reason, which is a terrible mistake and only makes her worry more about Peter, and then finally pulls out the fuses, plunging the whole prison into darkness. Spider-Man rejoins the convicts, and in the dark, he takes them out one or two at a time, without any of the others noticing. Unfortunately, before he can subdue the final man holding Captain Stacy, the emergency floodlights come on, and the prisoner sees that all his buddies are in webs. Acting quickly, Spider-Man yells for Captain Stacy to lean forward, and he shoots the convict with webbing. As the convict's hands go up to his webbed face, Spider-Man follows with a punch. The escape attempt is thwarted. George Stacy thanks our hero. He knew that Spider-Man would never turn bad. But when he asks Spider-Man to wait around so that they can clear his name, Spidey bends the bars once again and leaves. He can't risk his face being revealed, not with Aunt May's help. Instead, only George Stacy remains when the police finally get there, and he has to listen to Jonah rant about that web crawler getting away yet again. And Spidey, well, he really needs to see his Aunt May soon. But what is he even going to say to her? Thanks for watching. Next week, Spider-Man is dead, but, in an alternative future. But while we wait for that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This issue features a cameo from Daredevil's friend and partner, Foggy Nelson, who confers with George Stacy about the fate of Spider-Man early on in the issue.